Prime Minister,
the White House has said China will be high on the agenda during the Quad discussions on Saturday. Do you agree with that? And do you think that the release we've seen in the past week of the footage of the interaction between a Chinese aircraft and an Australian aircraft is perhaps some sort of preemptive warning to Australia about Chinese strength?
Well, we know that in our region there is strategic competition. And of course that's a factor when we look at the way that our region is operating, the relations between the rise of China with nations in our region. But that is not the only focus, of course. This is a focus on our four nations, the security and stability that democracies can provide. And we want to, with regard to China, my position is very clear. It's that we will cooperate when we can. We will disagree where we must, but we'll engage in our national interest. And that is something that has led to an improvement in the relationships with China. That doesn't mean there aren't differences there are. And we talk about them and we discuss them in appropriate forums, and we discuss them very directly.
Prime Minister, you will be meeting over the course of these next 2 days with Narendra Modi. This will be a chance you have to speak to him face to face since Australia expelled an Indian nest of spies from our country. What will you be saying to him to get an ally and a friend to cease and desist from that kind of spying on Australian soil?
Well, what I do is act diplomatically and have those discussions, and that will no doubt be something that is raised. But the relationship between Australia and India is a very strong one. I'll be talking with Prime Minister Modi about our comprehensive economic partnership we want to see concluded. We have had increased economic relations between our two great nations. We of course have the connections through our diaspora as well. It's the largest growing group of people in Australia, people of Indian heritage. And I spoke with Prime Minister Modi just a couple of weeks ago, in August, a few weeks ago now. I spoke with him after his re-election and congratulated him on his on electing another term. What I do is I raise issues privately as how that we deal with things diplomatically, and I'll continue to do so.
You're meeting with President Biden, the one-on-one. He is at the end of his term. So what do you hope to achieve, or what is the purpose of that meeting?
President Biden has been a great friend of Australia. He's been a champion of the Quad. He has been a strong advocate of an increased US engagement in our region, in the Indo-Pacific region. America is the largest investor in Australia from any country. We will be discussing, of course, we have AUKUS, both Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 that are important, and it will be an opportunity for us to discuss a wide range of issues with President Biden. I very much look forward to seeing him.
Prime Minister, you haven't been to the UN yet since you've been in office. Why not go to New York next week for that? And did you consider trying to arrange a meeting with Donald Trump, as Prime Minister Modi has also done next week?
Well, I'm coming here just for the Quad. I have been to the overseas meetings that I have to go to. So this year I will attend in the coming period, notwithstanding the ongoing election speculation that no doubt will appear from time to time. I will be going to the G20, to APEC, where Australia are strong participants. I will be attending, obviously, here, the Quad, but also CHOGM is important. It's being held in our region, and we will host their Majesties in October during their visit. The first visit, obviously, of His Majesty King Charles as the sovereign. That will be an important visit, and CHOGM in Samoa in our region is very important that I go to. In addition to that, I hosted the ASEAN leaders in March in Melbourne. Every single ASEAN leader was there in Melbourne. I look forward to going to Laos, to the ASEAN and East Asia Summit is important as well. I have prioritised the visits that I have to make, and I know I get criticised for not doing more international travel. And the irony of that, when compared with some of the coverage of when I do travel, is not lost.
Just on Donald Trump, sorry, Prime Minister, just on
Yeah.
Donald Trump, that was the second part of my question, whether you considered...
Well, I'm meeting the President of the United States, is Joe Biden, and I'll be meeting President Biden and meeting Prime Minister Kishida and Prime Minister Modi. That's the purpose of my visit here.
Just to follow up on the answer you gave Tom before, so you prioritise the visits that you have to make. Does that mean you don't see the UN as an important body?
No, it isn't
way
important.
forward, isn't it?
But of course it is an important body. But Penny Wong, our Foreign Minister, will be attending. I've had the opportunity to meet with the UN leadership at a range of forums, including we'll be there at the G20. And I will continue to engage, but with domestic responsibilities I have as well, I'm very conscious of. So I have limited, to the extent possible. I had a big repair job to do with a number of nations, including France, after I was elected Prime Minister. In addition to that, I haven't been able to go to every forum. Richard Marles attended NATO. Penny Wong will do a fantastic job at the UN General Assembly.
Prime Minister, can I just ask one domestic but important question?
Well,
does your government plan any further relief, cost of living relief for pensioners?
I'll have a lot to say next week about all of those issues.
Including pensioners, Prime Minister?
I'll have a lot to say about the full range of issues. I note that I stick to the issues that I'm focused on over the next couple of days, and I'll continue to do that. These are important. And one of the reasons why I make sure I'm limiting some of my international travel so that I can deal with domestic issues, and I look forward to doing them next week when I will be back in Canberra, but at a number of other locations as well. Thank you very much, and thank you to those journalists as well who've made the effort of travelling with us here. It's a long journey to come to the Quad, but it's important that we report back on what's happening here, and good to see some of the US-based correspondents here as well. Thanks very much.